Alright, welcome back. So we just finished the RPD one and we're gonna do the G1 Birkin fight. So we're gonna go down all the way to the bottom of the stairs, grab the grenade, and then we're gonna come up and go through the maintenance area and we're gonna start the encounter.
Budge. Hello? Hey. It's okay. I won't hurt you, I promise. Do you need help? Here, you can take my hand. You need help. I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
You need help.
Why?
He's right behind you.
What? Oh my God.
Okay, so I go ahead and equip my combat knife immediately, and this is not the infinite one, this is one that has big durability damage. And I was going to go ahead and start knifing him, and then I go ahead and let him grab me here, and just use a knife to get away. Reset a stagger, and then I'll equip my other knife. And if I'm lucky, I'll be able to stagger him again before he actually gets moving again. So, alright, great. I staggered him, and then as soon as he stops moving, I'm just going to start running away from him. And then I'm going to set him up here in this room. And I set him up here in this room so I can continually circle and score knife hits while he basically tries to hit me with his pipe or grab me. So he's stunned, and I'm going to go ahead and knife him with my combat knife. And I'm not worried about using the combat knife, because even if he does grab me, then I think I can finish him off with a grenade and maybe just a few rounds. But as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and stick to the side of his arm, ensuring that I score hits every time I turn around. And that is, I think, pretty much essential to the knife strat, is that you continually hit him while he basically runs around in circles trying to hit you. And it did take me a good little while to master that technique, but that's okay, because since if I messed up the fight, I could always go back to my first save and try it again. But that was pretty frustrating trying to learn. But now I think I got it down pretty good. Alright, we're going to go ahead and watch this cutscene where Claire meets Sherry.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I promise. Everything's fine. I just need you to lower that ladder for me.
Will you help me find my mom?
Your mom is down here?
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah. Of course. I'll help you.
And as you can see, I actually got my knife back because it didn't break when I stepped broken with it. That's good because I can use it basically as a get out of jail free card if I get grabbed. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up and I'll loot this entire area. And as you can see, using the knife strat, I saved a lot of bullets that I will be able to use later as I go through the parking through the parking garage and the morgue area. And I think Claire's journey through this area is way much easier than Leon's, because Leon has the dogs to deal with, and even though you do kill the dogs in the kennel, there's still other dogs you have to contend with. With Claire, it's just lickers, and as long as you don't go running around, you're good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and loot the rest of this area, and she is going to meet Chief Irons, who's going to rough her up a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next part of the game. Alright.
It won't move. You got it.
So, what's your mom like?
She works at Umbrella. She's making an important new medicine.
Umbrella? That big pharmaceutical company?
My mom's always at work. I don't get to see her much.
Well, hopefully you'll get to see her again soon. So, where's your dad?
He,
The only thing you really need here is, if you got the extended magazine earlier, all you need is that and the bullets, because you're gonna pick up a gun here, another weapon
my
to
mom,
use.
but
So all you need is the extended magazine and your handgun ammo.
Both of my parents are gone. It's just me and my brother. Here. Come on.
over there. It's closed.
Damn it. We need a key card. Hold on. Here, come out. And you're sure this is the way?
This is how my mom took me last time.
Sherry? I've been looking everywhere for you, Sherry. Brave little girl to leave your house in the middle of this mess. On the ground, hands behind your head.
You can't be serious.
On the ground, now. Sherry, tie your hands.
Why are you doing this?
Shut up. Tie her. Okay then. You tie her up now, or she dies.
What's this all about?
Child endangerment for starters. Sherry, come here.
What are you gonna do to her?
None of your fucking business.
If you hurt her, I swear to God, my brother is stars and I will fuck.
Sherry, get over here. What's your name? What's your fucking name?
Claire!
Sherry, you come with me now, or say goodbye to Claire.
Irons is such a creep in this game.
You better be taking me to
He
my
definitely gives off the creepy vibe.
Absolutely.
Don't listen to him, he's full of shit.
But I like Claire's character. She's tough.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
Stop! Let me go! Let me go!
Obviously, nobody taught you manners. We'll fix that. Oh, yes, we will.
Let me go! Let me go!
I'll get you, you fucker! Stay safe, Sherry. Okay. Key card first. And then that asshole gets what's coming to him.
Okay, so up until we meet the lickers, we can run through this hallway. So we're going to go ahead and go to the firing range, and we're gonna go ahead and pick up the item box. Not the item box, but the raccoon tin box. It's got the key in there for the car that we use to open the trunk to get our weapon. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up the flame rounds in this area. Those zombies do not wake up until after you've picked up the diamond key, or in Leon's case, or run, after you've restored power to the area. Okay, so we're gonna use the box, get the key out of the box, and we're gonna go ahead and get our weapon that has the laser sight. Alright, so we just combine that with the magazine, and now we got a gun that can hold more rounds. Okay, so now we're going to run down this area and go through the kennel, and as you can see, there's the liquor. We're not going to kill any liquors here. It's just easier just to walk by them. Okay, so we're just going to walk through this area. We're going to go ahead and pick up that, the white gunpowder. And we're just going to walk through this area. As long as we don't touch any of the liquors, we'll be fine. So we're going to walk it out, walk it out. I remember when I first did this part in this game, you know, I puckered the whole way. I walked by so slowly, and I didn't realize that you can actually just walk normally and they won't find you unless you either touch them or if you use your weapon. Okay, so we're in the morgue. We're going to grab the herb here. Kind of going to go ahead and combine it just to make more room in my inventory up. And we're going to go ahead and wake this zombie up later. We'll wake him up now, and we're going to go ahead and deal with him now. And this guy has a ton of HP. He's going to actually take a lot of rounds just to bring down. And I'm going to go ahead and bring him down because I am going to have to run out of this area once you get the diamond key. Alright, so went ahead and got a crit there, so he's done. And I'm going to grab the file because I want to. So at the end, this morgue area, I'm not sure what you call that. This body has a flashbang. We're going to go ahead and get that. And the second to last morgue tray has the key. And even in Leon's run, I actually do get this key. But in Claire's run, you do have to get it because you do need it to open the door to take the elevator up to Irons' office. And I try to keep my eye on his elbow. As long as his elbow doesn't go too far past the opening, then he won't wake up. But he actually does end up waking up no matter what you do on the first run. So I'm just going to go ahead and run out because there's really no reason to deal with him. Okay, so coming through this area, you actually can just walk right by the liquor, just hug the left side of the wall, and walk right past them. And then you're home free to this area. I'm just going to walk. Alright, so we do have to be careful walking down this hallway. We want to hug the right side of the wall because there was a couple times when I walked down the center and I think I bumped heads with the liquor, which caused him to aggro, and he foobarred my world up. Okay, so we're going to go in here. You actually really probably don't need to go in here, but I like to go in here and go ahead and get the herbs anyways. For some reason, in Claire's run, those zombies don't aggro as hard as they do in Leon. So if you're playing Leon and you want to get that herb, you just actually want to run in and out. And you can't do that as Leon because he only has to deal with dogs, versus Claire, she has to deal with the liquors. Okay, so now we got that herb. Now we're just going to go back out, and that liquor kind of surprised me there. He's usually down the other end on the other hall. So good thing I saw him, so I didn't have any potential to aggro him. Okay, so we're going to go around and we're going to go through the secret passageway to get to Irons' office.
Must be where that guy came from.
Probably don't need to pick up the map since we've already been through all this area, but I just pick it up anyways. So we're going to use the key, open it up, and part of the other reason why I open the door in the firing range is because I want to be able to drop the key when I go back to the RPD and go to the linen room. Because after you use the key there, then you can just go ahead and discard it. You don't need it anymore. So I like to go ahead. I like to be able to do that. So I just open all the doors. No big deal. I still have plenty of time. Alright. So our inventory's full. We're going to pick up that last green herb there and go ahead and combine it. And combine it into a red, blue, and green herb. And now we're in Irons' office. Okay, so now that we've looted all of Irons' office, we can see there's a parking pass. That's what we need to get next. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the Lover's Relief. There you go. And we're going to go up to the... I think that room, when you go downstairs, connects to the west hallway. And that we're going to go ahead and do a couple things down there before we go up to the top floor to the storage area. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the red jewel because we're going to pick up the jewelry box, and that's where we're going to get the star's badge. And I go ahead and just bring the knife and the handgun and the handgun ammo. And I bring the knife because we're going to kill the liquor that busts out into the interrogation room. Okay, so we're going to go downstairs, and since I had a board already in my inventory, I go ahead and just take it with me and just board up this window. So there we go. Okay, so we're going to go through here and we're going to open a door, and we're going to get the jewel box. Now this is one of the more notable jump scares, and I'm sure if you played the original RE2, you are quite familiar with this. But I go ahead and knife the liquor down here. So he jumps through, and he immediately turns away from you if you stand next to the wall. So if he does that, he turns away from you, and you can use the knife to just basically take care of him. And he's really no big deal. He's really no problem. Okay, so go ahead and pick that up. And we're going to go ahead and pick up the gunpowder at the end of the hall. Okay, so in this part, we're going to do a little bit of backtracking. There's a lot of items to pick up here, and there's also the big gear. So we're going to do a little bit of backtracking to stow items, pick up items, and stow them back in the item box before we move on. So since we already boarded up all the windows that Claire needs to be aware of or be concerned about, we don't need to pick up that board. So no reason to get that. That is actually one thing I'm okay with leaving behind, believe it or not. So anyway, we got the stars badge, we're going to bank everything, and this part I do like to take the grenade launcher, because there are 2 zombies in here. I don't like to shoot him with my handgun. I feel like it's just a waste of bullets because they have a lot of hit points. So I just go ahead and bring the grenade launcher with me upstairs. Alright. So in this area, we're actually going to get the electronic part, one of the electronic parts we need. Okay. So I kind of creep in this area because sometimes the zombie can be right there, as you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and blow him up. And as you can see there, he's going to walk a little bit, and then he's going to fall over and he's dead. So what I'm doing here, I'm just checking to see if I aggroed the other zombie in this area, and looks like I did not. So I'm going to continue on. As long as you don't run around in this area, the zombies will stay put. Just walk, and as you can see there, he's just standing there. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my flame round on him And I'm okay with losing 2 flame rounds on these guys, because I think they're a big headache just to try and shoot and run past. And later, after you visit the clock tower, you're going to run through this area, and you don't want these zombies to jump you. So I just go ahead and take care of them. Plus, you get more flame rounds just right there. Anyways, we're going to pick up the big gear, and we're going to pay another visit to the item box, and we're going to drop off a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we're dropping off everything, basically. We're just going to take the handgun, the ammo, the diamond key, the spare key, or the spare key. Actually, no, I'm going to leave that there for now. So, the handgun ammo, the handgun, the stars badge, the diamond key, and I'm going to go ahead and take a bad knife, just in case I get grabbed. And then we are going to tangle with some Mr. X. Alright. That's just me checking my map, just to make sure that I picked up everything, because I like seeing blue on my map. I don't like seeing red. Red means I've missed stuff, and I don't like to miss anything. Okay, so we're going to pick up the handgun ammo here. We're going to open the door, get the red herb, and then go downstairs. And then we're going to switch the water. Okay, so these zombies down here, they actually do have a lot of hit points, so I do just try to put them down. Besides, it's Resident Evil. If you can't kill zombies in Resident Evil, what's the point of playing? Anyways. So she takes a little bit to go down, so I'm just going to shoot her just to make sure she's down for good. And there you go. Okay. Plus, I got plenty of ammo, so I'm not worried about it. Not too worried about it. Alright, so we're going to grab those. I'm going to combine. Alright. There's another zombie here. I'm going to go ahead and take care of him, or at least put him down. I don't really need to kill him. I just want him to go down.
You asshole.
Oh, got really close there. So since I don't really need the knife, or I want space in my inventory, I just let him down here just so I can get rid of it. And then I run past him. Alright. Got a crit on him. Didn't bust his head open, but I brought him down. So I'll go ahead and move the switch. And now comes the more terrifying parts of the game. Well, at least when I first played. I was terrified of Mr. X when I first started running into him. I'm pretty sure everybody else was too. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let him chase us. And I'm just going to run down here to the end of the platform, and I'm going to bait him into attacking me. And homeboy got up down there, but he's not going to make it up the stairs by the time Mr. X gets to me. So anyways, I'll go ahead and bait it and attack him, and he goes ahead, and he does a swing and a miss, and I'm going to run away from him. And then I'm going to run back to the library, taking the second floor route through the lobby. Okay, so this is going to be the part where I go ahead and pick up the SMG, submachine gun, and the extra inventory space. So, here we go. I see Marvin sitting down there. I'm just going to let him keep sleeping. I'm not going to bother him. And remember to stay to your left when you come to this door, so you don't aggro the zombie sitting down by the desk. And since we killed the liquor earlier, we can just keep running through. Alright, we're going to use the diamond key. Now that that's the last door we need to open with the diamond key, we can get rid of it. Boom. Alright, I'm going to pick up the gunpowder and pick up the portable safe. Alright. Mr. X is on my tail somewhere, but since he's not right up in my grill, don't need to worry about it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up that red herb that we left earlier and go ahead and combine it. And we're gonna use the Stars Badge and get our next weapon.
This does not sound like Chris.
Okay, so got the SMG. I like using the SMG on the dogs after I get through the nursery area or the orphanage area with Sherry. Okay, so one of the more dangerous hallways in the game. This hallway actually does have a liquor now, and I'm not gonna kill it. I'm not gonna go ahead and kill it. I'm just gonna get by it. And I'm going to fiddle with this portable safe so I can get the other key that I need to open up the rest of the lockers. And I'm going to mess with this thing for a little while. So I'm just going to stay quiet until I actually figure it out. Like I said, I was probably playing this while drinking and I wasn't remembering everything right off the bat. So anyways, I'm going to fiddle with this for a second. I think I'm getting closer. Nope. I think the key to actually opening things up is to stick to one sequence and try and use the same sequence every single time until you actually solve the puzzle. But I think I'm almost done here. But this goes to show you that you can actually spend probably an entire minute on this safe before opening it and still get an S+. So you can see me here screwing this up before I finally open it. And it's not going to hurt your run. We're still going to come back here and we're going to get the extended magazine for the SMG and the extra spark shot rounds. All right, finally got it. Boom, get a medal. Okay. So anyways, we're going to get both keys. We're going to put everything else away. We don't need the SMG. We're going to take our gun, our handgun, our bullets, the other key. We're going to take the gear because we're not going to come back to this area. After we get the car jack, we're going to go straight back up to the library. Okay. So, since I don't really hear Mr. X on my tail, I think what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and walk down the hallway. And I'm just going to try and sneak by this liquor here by sticking to the wall, and boom, did it. Okay, so we're going to use the 2 keys to open up the rest of the lockers in here. And we're going to get our inventory upgrade, a combat knife, more flame rounds, and a gunpowder. Alright, so we got our inventory upgrade, and as you can see I'm walking there because if you run, you'll out of Mr. X. So anyways, I'm going to walk around that liquor. Came close to aggroing him or touching him, so I'm glad I didn't. Still walking because we don't need Mr. X coming in and finding us while we're trying to do this. So anyways, open that door up, get rid of the key, so now we got the car jack. And it's kind of hit or miss as to if Mr. X comes to this area right when you get that car jack. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. And I think I hear him here, and I'm waiting for him just to kind of bust through the door. But since he's not, I'm gonna go ahead and walk through the door and see if I can get him to come through one of the others. Because if he comes through this door, I'll just kite him around the file room and gain enough distance to where I can just keep running from him. So I can hear him stomping around, but he hasn't come through the door yet. So I think I'm just gonna get brave here and walk through the hallway. Let's see what happens. Oh, there he comes. Alright, so he came through. Now I'm just going to run around the file room, make sure he's following me, and then I'm just going to run right out. I got plenty of distance. And since we're running, we're just going to have to walk. We're just going to walk up to the west office. And, alright, there's no zombie there in our way, so we're just going to run through. That's why we killed that zombie earlier. And we're going to go ahead and hug the wall there, because we don't want to wake up Marvin. And we're going to go ahead and get to the library. And we're going to fix the bookcases so we can make that bridge to get to the clock tower. Alright, so that zombie's still having his manwich. We're going to fix the bookcases. I'm pretty sure we still got plenty of room, leeway, or lead time from Mr. X. He's not in this area yet. So now we're going to go ahead and go up the ladder, and we don't care if that zombie aggroes because we're not coming through this area anymore. Okay, so you can see Mr. X finally caught up to us. Okay, so we're gonna run down this hallway. There's a couple zombies at the end of the hallway. One of them, I just shoot until it goes down. I don't really try and stun him, I just shoot him until it goes down. There you go. So go ahead and go in, and we're gonna do this puzzle. Make sure after you put the large gear in there that you don't forget to get it, because I've done a couple runs where I'm already all the way upstairs and I've got this little gear, or the smaller gear, and the big gear I left downstairs because I was in a hurry. Then I'm going to go down here, go through this hallway, and I'm going to pick up the large gunpowder, which I will use to make acid rounds later. Alright. So we're going to go upstairs, we're going to collect the small gear, we're going to set the big gear, come downstairs and set the small gear, and then we'll have our second part.
That worked.
Alright, now we got the second power panel part. And what I didn't know for a while, until I got to this area, is that Mr. X actually didn't... He cannot harm you while you're in that room, which makes sense because if he was able to come out of that room while you're trying to do that puzzle, you would be in a roll of hurt. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stun the zombie and run by him. And I'm going to open up the door at the end of the hall, go to the storage room. And right there, I think I'm just looking for Mr. X to see where he is. So anyways, I don't see him. I'm going to run through this area and go back down to Chief Irons' office. And we're going to get to the next sequence of the game. We're gonna do Sherry's Solid Snake mission. Okay. We'll go ahead and figure out the inventory later after we do this part. Alright, so Claire is going to go ahead and open up the door. We're going to watch the cutscene, and then we're going to do Sherry's part.
Hello?
Good to see you again, Claire. We've got unfinished business.
Where's that?
In the neighborhood. You'll find it.
Sherry all right?
For now.
I swear, you bastard, if you hurt her...
Stupid kid. If you just hadn't dropped that fucking thing, I could let you go.
Don't worry, Sherry. It'll be all over soon.
There has to be a way out of here.
Okay, so now we're doing Sherry's sequence. I like calling it the Solid Snake mission because it's really more about stealth and sneaking by than it is about anything else. So anyways, that's the creepiest doll I've ever seen. We're gonna get the block out of there and we're gonna do this puzzle. And I usually just rearrange the boxes or the blocks until I get the shapes to match up. I'm not aware of any particular order any consistent order that these blocks are in. I just go ahead and keep rearranging until the blocks or the shapes match up. And as you can see, got them to match up, so we're gonna go ahead and get the scissors and we're gonna get out of this room.
What is this?
Okay, so we're out of the room now, and we're going to open up the drawer here so we can climb out and get into the nursery area. Okay, so now we're out of that room. We're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna start the Chief Iron's stealth mission, or the Sherry stealth mission.
Oh no, it's him.
Where you going, Sherry? I told you to stay put. You need to learn to listen.
Leave me alone. Just please.
Time to teach some manners. You little bitch! You're gonna pay for this! You little shit!
Brave kid. Okay, so now we're just gonna run back up to the nursery and we're gonna hide from Irons. And he does follow a certain sequence every single time, so luckily it doesn't change. I remember when I first tried this, I did get caught a number of multiple times before I finally figured it out. Okay. So we're just gonna wait until he comes up the stairs and we're gonna hide from him. And basically the way I do this, I just stay around this middle shelf area where these shelves are and that chair is, and I just walk around it or crawl around it just to hide from him the whole time. Like I said, he has a set pattern he follows, and once you know that pattern, he's pretty easy to avoid.
Where are you? Show yourself! I know you're in here! The longer it takes me to find you, the worse it's gonna be!
Okay. So he's gonna come down, immediately go to his left, and we're just gonna follow him around. Now, one time I was doing this, I was actually, I think I was positioned too far to the right of this shelf, and when he turned around, he saw me. Now, I don't think any part of Sherry was actually sticking out, so I was kind of surprised that happened. So you got to be careful when you hide in that spot when he turns around and he doesn't see you. Make sure you're well hidden before you actually, make sure you're well hidden before he turns around, or otherwise he'll see you. So this area gets a little bit tricky, or this part, because what he's going to do, he's going to peek over using his flashlight, just like he does. And as soon as he turns his flashlight, make sure you go ahead and move around to the other side of the desk. Otherwise, he'll spot you. He does come around that area pretty quickly as compared to the rest of his path, or rest of his pacing. So he does have the opportunity to catch you if you're not fast enough. And basically right here, you can just wait until he jumps to the cutscene. I've seen other people actually roam around all the way go all the way to where that desk is and hide under it. But since I don't really trust myself not to screw that up, I just stay there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the key and we're going to continue this part. And as long as you get away from him in time, this part's pretty much done. You're done with Sherry's part. No more Sherry. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and run from him. He's going to come out, turn the lights on, and start chasing you.
Fuck is my key? I see you.
So we're going to run down the stairs. And no matter where he is, when you get to this doorway, he's going to be right on you as soon as you close the door. So it doesn't matter how far away you are from him, he's always going to catch up. And if you're not fast here, he will actually run and catch you. So as soon as he comes to that door with the axe, make sure you just book it until you get to the next room, because he has actually caught me before, and I thought I had a good lead on him. Okay, so now we're gonna watch this cutscene where Birkin does something really gross.
The game is over.
No!
Now you're in trouble.
Let me go! No, stop!
Good to see you again, Claire. We've got unfinished business.
What are you talking about?
Don't waste my fucking time! Bring me the pendant, or Sherry dies.
Pendant? What do you need it for?
Do you want the girl to die?
Fine. Where are you?
The orphanage.
The orphanage. Where is that?
In the neighborhood. You'll find it.
Is Sherry all right?
For now.
I swear, you bastard, if you hurt her... Are you serious? Damn it! Just you wait, asshole!
Ah, shit. Claire is gonna get herself some booty. She's gonna get irons, tear him a new one. Okay, so when I go through this area, it's SMG, your SMG rounds, your handgun with the laser sight, and your bullets. And the keycard, obviously. So yeah, of course, once you use the parking key card, Mr. X is going to chase you. And he took a swing at me there, and I wasn't even anywhere near him. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and kite him around this cop car again. And it doesn't. This is actually the smartest he's ever been, because I've never really had him change direction on me like that, where he just, you know, does the obvious thing and change directions instead of just follow you all the way around the cop car. Okay, so by the time we get to that gate, those zombies are going to knock it down. So since we can't run past them, we're just going to go ahead and kite Mr. X around this armored vehicle. And as you can see here, the zombies are not leaving that area as quickly as they normally do. So I'm going to go ahead and kite him around this SUV before I can finally get past the zombies. And I'll make sure I stay a good distance away so they don't lunge at me. And by the way, they don't just lunge twice at you on hardcore. I've actually had them do that in normal too. So the lunging, the double lunge isn't just a hardcore only feature. It actually does happen in normal mode too. Okay, so now that we got past that area, we're going to go ahead and go downstairs, and I'm going to go ahead and take the zombie's legs out here. This one has a lot of HP too, but I go ahead and take her out because I don't need her to try and climb over the trash can while I'm trying to deal with the dogs. So anyways, so since the dog's behind the fence, just going to go ahead and use our pistol, take him out, boom. And then there's another dog, a zombie dog, that is going to jump up on this car, and I'm just going to go ahead and take him out there too. And alright, we got him. And there's another dog having dinner, I guess. And we're going to use our laser sight to go ahead and take him out from a distance. Awesome. Okay. Took 4 rounds. That's okay. We got plenty of handgun ammo. And as we go on, the handgun ammo is going to be less and less useful anyway, so it's okay. Alright, so with these dogs, I'll just go ahead and take them out with the SMG rounds. So I try to catch them so that before they even jump over the fence. And there's another one down there that I'm going to go ahead and aggro. And then I'm going to kill it with the SMG. Sorry for my terrible aim there. Okay, so go to this bench, pick up the herb, pick up the SMG rounds, and then we're going to continue on. There's a blue herb there that we like to pick up, or I like to pick up, before we go ahead and get on the bus. And now we have to deal with another zombie as we get on the bus. There's also a grenade there that we make sure we pick up. And I'm just going to go ahead and combine that just to make more room in my inventory. And there's a zombie. So we're going to take his leg out. Boom, there we go. Pick up the grenade. Walk by him, or run by him, sorry. And what I'm waiting for here is for that zombie dog to make another jump. And since he's not coming, I am going to just go ahead and run out. Since I can't bait him, that zombie's crawling after me. Alright, there he is. So I'll just angle the camera so I can always keep an eye out for the zombie dog, and then just dodge him when he's going to make a lunge at me. Okay, so now we're in the orphanage. We're going to go ahead, run into the orphanage, go upstairs, pick up the supplies there, and then we're going to continue on.
Hello? I have the pendant! Sherry? Sherry, are you here?
There's a first aid spray here, SMG rounds, and a note. Go ahead and pick up the note. And we're going to go down to where Irons practices his taxidermy. right. Irons is gonna come out here, give us a little jump scare, and he's gonna go full alien on us. Little chest burster action here.
Too long.
Gross.
Jesus Christ! Sherry? Where are you?
Claire!
Sherry? I'll be right there!
So we're gonna meet up with Mr. X here again. We're just gonna get through this sequenced area and just run from him.
Claire! It's behind you!
Don't stop!
And then Birkin is gonna give it to X. Here we go. Here it comes.
Keep going. Sherry, come on.
What do you do when you see something like this? Boom. Okay, so Birkin go ahead and takes care of the tyrant for Claire. Tears him in half, literally. Birkin 1, X 0.
Daddy, no! Claire, are you all right? Can you hear me? Claire? Claire, you have to get up. He's going to get us. Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up. Wake up. Open your eyes. Hold still. Not infected.
Sherry? Where's Sherry?
Sherry's fine.
Do you know Sherry?
It's an impressive display of strength.
What happened to her?
We have to assess the situation.
Who are you? I'm Claire.
I didn't foresee this.
Excuse me. Where is she? Hello?
What?
Where's
Oh,
she?
Annette. Tell me, what happened to William?
I don't know. Who's that?
The creature responsible for this.
What? Can you help me find Sherry?
Seems to be evolving much faster than expected.
Where are you going?
Look, I don't have time to play 20 questions. Everything's under control.
I need to find Sherry.
My daughter is not your concern.
Okay, so now comes my not so favorite part, the sewers. And this is where I was talking about earlier how you may want to, if you're confident running running the RPD and your G1 fight, running the RPD, you could probably wait to save the game here. Just so you don't have to backtrack as far if you happen to, if you happen to screw up in the sewers and you don't have to start all the way back at the G1 fight. So if you're confident enough, you can just go ahead and use your first save at this point. Or if you're doing a no save run, screw it. Just keep going.
Can you hear me?
Not exactly sure who has the easier time in the sewers. I think they both come with their own challenges. For the most part, at least. Alright, so we're going to run through this area. We're going to pick up the gunpowder. Claire does not meet the G mutant in this area, but Leon does. And I remember my first encounter with the G adult. Those things are really bullet spongy, so it took a lot of bullets just to take one down. And when I first encountered it, of course I didn't know just to shoot at the left shoulder where you expose the eye. I just kept shooting in the face, shooting it in its face, which was probably not the right thing to do anyways. Okay, so anyways, I bring a flash grenade with me in this area, and I just go ahead and run, pick up the flame rounds, and I kind of let the zombies just kind of close in on me, and then as soon as they're close enough, I go ahead and throw that flashbang, and I just run by them. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the locker here, get the rounds out of this. It's SZ as in Zulu, F as in Fox. And we got more SMG rounds. All right, now we're going to watch this cutscene.
What is this?
Sherry, I told you, I cannot leave here until my work is done.
That's what you always say.
Sherry?
Why didn't you stay in the house? It was safe there.
Hey, Sherry!
I was scared. Those things were everywhere, and
You should have called the police. That's what we taught you.
I did, but nobody came, and you didn't answer your phone, so...
Sherry, I don't have time for this.
Oh no. Sherry! Sherry, I'm coming! Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there.
Poor Sherry's been implanted. I'm not exactly sure when that happened. They didn't really cover it in the story. Probably also been a while since I actually read the book, so I'm not exactly sure when that actually took place. So anyways, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to preset the chest pieces here. So, you know, the knight plug goes where it's marked, so that's easy. And the bishop actually goes at the end of the same wall. And then when we get the rook, the king, and the queen plug, we're going to put them in the correct positions. So it's not a very hard puzzle to memorize. Just as long as, you know, if you get stumped, all you got to do is look at the note and you should be able to figure it out. So anyways, I am going to, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through the sewer offices first before I go ahead and hit the water treatment area where all the G adults are. And the reason why is that because I like to do that part last, just in case I screw it up. Okay, so I went ahead and got my SLS because we're going to go ahead and upgrade it. And I just brought my handgun and my handgun ammo and the SLS. And I brought a grenade because we're going to use it on the cluster of zombies that are down at the bottom of the stairs. And it's usually just pretty good just to use the grenade just to take all of them out. I know, Claire, it's probably a good idea to have a number of grenades when you actually do the G4 fight. But you are going to get enough grenades, so using one of them right now isn't going to harm your inventory at all. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and open up the safe, and we're going to upgrade our pistols so we can fire Claire's essentially magnum rounds. So the combination is 212-8, and it's actually written on the side of the safe. Alright, so we're going to upgrade that. Okay, boom. Alright. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch those rounds out. So she's got her magnum rounds, and I'm not exactly sure what actually aggroes that zombie. I think touching him definitely aggroes him, but that's why if you hug the fence, it won't wake up when you pick up that blue herb. Okay, so we're going to get our grenade out here, and we're just going to toss it to the bottom of the stairs. It should take out all 3 of the zombies or weaken them severely to where you only need a few shots to kill them. So I'm just going to shoot him just to make sure they're dead here, since I don't have a knife. Okay, he's dead. He's dead, I think. Yeah, there you go. And that guy's dead. All right, cool. So we're going to grab that herb, and then we're going to open this door with the T handle. And we're gonna go pick up the sewer key. Okay. I like to do the treatment facility area last. To me, it's just one of the harder parts of the game, and I like to do it last, very last, after I've gotten everything else. The reason why you want to make sure those zombies are dead when you come back through here is because I've gotten grabbed a couple times after when I thought I killed the zombie, so it's a good idea just to make sure they're dead. Okay. So go ahead and grab that grenade, open that door, and then you're going to see this G mutant come out. All you got to do is just run past him. He's slow enough to where you can just run right past him. Okay. We're going to use the T handle, open this door up, all right? We're going to go in there and we're going to pick up more rounds. I just look at the guy. I usually like to look and see if it's the G adult with the eye exposed or if it's got that kind of fleshy shield over it first, because those ones are actually harder to kill because they take more bullets, because you have to actually expose the eye first. So anyways, we're going to pick up that roll of film to get the hiding places, because we are going back to the RPD. And now comes my sort of not so favorite part of this area. You have a lot of zombies in this area. That's why I usually grab the SLS, so I can just take him out in one shot. And then we're going to deal with the big boy here. I'm going to try and take his legs out. As you can see, I'm doing it very horribly. I'm just wasting ammo at this point. Okay, there we go, finally. So I'm going to reload. I'm just going to make sure he's dead. And it looks like he is. Okay, shot him twice. And then we got his buddy coming out here behind. And I'm just going to go ahead and just use my pistol just to take care of him. And there we go. Boom. Just making sure he's dead, and he's not. So I'm going to pump more rounds into him. It's okay. You're always going to have rounds. You're always going to have rounds in this game, as long as you don't go shooting carelessly at everything, because you do pick up enough gunpowder to where you can, if you're getting low on rounds, you can always make more. And he got up again. Awesome. And I'm missing. See, you can actually miss a number of times, and you're still gonna have enough ammo. So anyways, I think I finally wrote him down. I'm gonna use the key, open this up. There's a large gunpowder in there that I'm gonna get, but I'm just gonna go downstairs first and pick up another knife. All right, got a knife. All right. And then we're going to go in there. We're going to get our gunpowder. And as you go through this area, we're going to get rid of the sewer key after we open this door. And we're going to use the storage badge that we brought with us to pick up the silencer for the SMG. All right, so we got rid of that key. I'm going to leave the gunpowder there. I'm going to pick up the rounds. That little flyer right there, that gives you the combination to the lock in the control room. So if you don't know it, that's where it is. But it's pretty easy to remember. So I actually changed my mind and I actually went ahead and picked up that gunpowder. My thought was, if I need to discard anything, it's going to be a gunpowder or a blue gunpowder, because you actually get a ton of them throughout the game, and one gunpowder is going to make a big difference. Unless you've wasted all your ammo on trying to kill every single zombie. I actually heard that you actually do get enough ammo to take care of every enemy in the game, but I never tested it out. Okay, so that's the last you're ever going to need the stars badge for once you pick up the silencer. So you can just go ahead and leave it there. You don't need it anymore. You can leave it. And we're going to go back up into the RPD. We're going to use that T handle. We're going to open the door, and we're going to say hi to Marvin. And I don't know how other people playing this game feel, but I like to, I like to play the game as they have a friendship, and I think Claire would actually want to put Marvin out of his misery here. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to use one of our SLS rounds. But we're not going to let him get up because I don't want to miss. So we go ahead and take care of him, and we're going to bank everything, and we're going to make our way back to the dark room, develop the film, get the hiding place items, and then we're going to head back down and do the difficult part of the sewers. So I go ahead and combine those now, and we're going to go ahead and, yeah, we're going to go develop the film and pick up the secret items. So coming through here, sometimes that zombie might be in your way, so just kind of look before you leap. And remember, in this hallway, that liquor is still there, so don't go running out, charging out that door. Looks like it's hanging out on the other side of the wall, so it's not going to be in our way. Okay, so we're at the end of the hallway, so now we can finally go to the dark room. We're going to develop that film. Okay, there's our hiding places. All right, here we go. So we're going to go back up to the star offices. And when you exit this area, be very careful about running because that liquor can still hear you at the end of the hall. There's a couple times when I've done my S+ runs where I've actually ran, and I almost felt like that liquor was coming up right behind me. So even running at this area, it's going to hear you and it's actually going to chase you. Now, I'm actually peeking around just to see if it actually does show up, but it doesn't, so I just go ahead and keep going. Okay, so now we're going to get the magazine extension for the SMG. We're not going to get the Rebecca film. There's no need to. It's just going to take more time away from what we need to do. So anyways, not in this run, guys. There's that dead liquor from before. And remember how we went up that ladder and aggroed that zombie that was enjoying his manwich? Well, we're just going to make sure that he's not in our face when we come back through this area. So that's why we open that door a little bit slowly. All right, now we're going to go back to the east office, and we're going to pick us up some spark shot rounds. Alright, the zombie's not going to turn out and do anything to you, so we can just run right past them. You don't even have to walk, you can just run. Alright, so that is all the items we need from the RPD, and now we're going to go back and do the later part of the sewers where all the G-adults are. And it's fun, not fun, I don't know. It's certainly one of the more challenging parts, but there's a routine I do to get through it, and I've had pretty good success with it. So anyways, so what I bring with me, I go ahead and take the silencer off the SMG. I bring my grenade launcher, and I take the stock off of it, just so I have enough room in the inventory, because you're going to need enough room in your inventory for everything in here. So take a few flame rounds, and I take a stack of SMG rounds, because I am going to kill at least one G-adult when I go through in here. And I'm going to go ahead and take a knife, just in case I get grabbed. Okay. And now I'm going to make my way back down to the sewers. Okay, so running back here through here, make sure you grab the root plug. I've actually forgot the root plug a number of times. Like, had to start my run over again. You just kind of get in a zone when you're aiming to finish the game in a certain time limit. You just kind of get in that zone where you just don't pay attention. So, anyways, so the G adult here is gonna try and tackle you. So, but as soon as he grabs and misses, you can just run right by him. I like to run around the corner here and grab the SLS high-powered rounds because I do use some of them later. Probably don't need to get. You probably really don't need to grab them. I've never ran out of them. But anyways, that G adult did spit, so we have the little embryos here, and that one's gonna take a jump at me, but I just run right by him. Now going down this hallway, there actually is another box of handgun rounds, but you can just leave those. You don't really need them. It's not worth trying to get them, and you have a lot of handgun ammo rounds by this point. And this is the last door you need to open with the T valve, or the T handle, so you can get rid of it after this. And now we're going to go down the stairs and we're going to go down to the water treatment area. The disgusting area. Okay, here we go. To me, this is actually the hardest part of the game. I don't know how other people feel about it, but I actually do have the greatest rate of failure at this part. A lot of times because you can never tell what those G adult mutants are going to do. Okay, so anyways, this guy's going to play possum, and I wake him up with my SMG range. And so he got his eye exposed, so I'm just going to go ahead and start shooting his eye. Now they're going to start spitting. I'm going to hit him with a grenade. Try and hit the eye. Make sure I hit the eye. And then he's going to sit there and burn. And what I'm doing here is I'm shooting the water just to make sure he didn't spit any embryos out. And I'm just going to finish him off here with the SMG. So his eye pops, he's done. Now, coming around this corner, I will try and get the G adult just kind of pass by there. And then I'll run around to the left, and I'm going to grab the SMG rounds. You probably don't need to, but I just do it anyways. Okay, so this guy started to spit. So that's actually good for me. So I'm going to just go ahead and run by him. And I'm going to keep running until I get to the end of the hallway, and that G adult is going to come to that sewer pipe and try and chase me. But it's alright. I already passed by, and we got to that area. Okay, part 1's done. Now we're going to go to part 2. This is where we get the spark shot. We're going to collect another red, blue, and green herb. And there's one zombie you got to deal with in here. I personally like to just go ahead and, kill the zombie here because, I don't need him messing with me when I'm trying to do these plugs. All right, so anyways, forget where I am at for a second there. All right, use the queen plug, get through this area, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn around, and I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the zombie with my SMG. All right, so I'm just gonna use the SMG to keep going, just to make sure he stays down. That zombie actually does have a lot of hit points. What I would normally do when I first would finish hardcore runs, I would just let him chase me up the stairs and then just take a leg out. But since I'm trying to save on time here, I just go ahead and kill him. It's easier, it's faster. I could get through this area without, without being bugged by that zombie. Anyway, so we're gonna go through here. We got the king plug. We're gonna open up this door and get our spark shot. I actually don't remember the spark shot too much in the original RE2. So I don't know if it was really good or not, but in this game, it's pretty good. It's actually really useful. One spark shot round will actually kill a G adult if its eye is already exposed. I haven't tried using that spark shot on the G adult that's got the layer, like the membrane covering the eye. And a lot of times I don't try it because a lot of times I don't need to do it. So we're gonna go ahead and do this puzzle. We're gonna get the plugs, and then we're gonna go back through the trail. This is the part where it gets a little bit tricky. Or at least in my opinion. Okay. So there are 2 G adults in this area, and you can see one of them right there. So we're just gonna let him come over here, and as soon as he wiggles his head a little bit, he's gonna submerge, and we're just gonna run right by him. And you got about a 50-50 chance of having that other G adult pop up right here. Oh, actually, there you go. The one that submerged earlier decided to relocate here, but since I got ahead of him, he didn't grab me. It's all good. What's probably smarter is if you just hug the left side or the right side of the wall there. So that way, sometimes he actually just won't pop up. So anyways, this guy, as soon as he swings and misses, you can just run right by him. And then we're out of this area. Awesome. Didn't take any damage, didn't have to use the knife. And we got all the items. Great. Now we're going to do the Birkin G2 fight. No zombies here to jump us, so we're good. Now we're going to get upstairs, and we're going to do our second save. And then we're going to whoop it on for the next boss fight. Have all the plugs. We're going to go ahead and stick the rook plug next to the knight. We're going to stick the queen plug so it's opposite the rook, and then we're going to stick the king plug in the only space left for it. And then the door is going to open. So what we're going to take is the grenade launcher and the SMG. You're going to get a knife and you're going to get a flashbang during the fight. In this part of the game, I go ahead and reattach the silencer and the grenade launcher stock, just for more accuracy. We're gonna have some flame rounds, SMG rounds. I'm gonna go ahead and bring a first aid spray, and I'm gonna save my game. And alright, this is our second save, second boss fight, or second Birkin fight. And alright, we're gonna do this.